Peace and blessings, family. It is yours truly, Bakari Jumbo. I am the founder of EY Pele Movement. EY Pele Movement is a ministry where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. My beautiful wife, Amani Jumbo, is the co-founder. And we thank you all so much for your love and support. Hopefully, everybody week has been going well. Definitely ours has been very busy. But hey, man, you have to put in the work for things to work, as I like to say. Well, we're going to dive right into the subject matter on today. Please make sure that you like and subscribe. Okay. Here's our information as I began to speak. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on IG. And you can email us should you like to contact us or you like to be a guest. Okay, we have to vet you before you become a guest on this platform. Okay, we do cameras on. Okay, we have to check out your content to ensure that you don't go against what it is that we stand for, which is EY Pele, okay, and EY Riri, which is good and general character. I know you might be saying, brother, that's contradicted. You be on here throwing shots. Well, only those who are in that mindset or who it pertains to, of course, they're the ones that are going to take a hit. As I like to say, if the truth hurts, say ouch, because I'm going to tell it the way it is. And I just tell you that in love because nobody is delivered by someone lying to them. Okay. You cannot be set free from lies being lied to. That's an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense. Okay, and we're going to kick it off in this regard. Do you really want the solutions to our problems? Do you really want the solutions to our problems? Hold on just for 1 minute. I need to set up on IG real quick, family. Then once I do that, I'll be right back. All right, family, we getting ready to kick it off on Facebook, on Instagram, okay, on YouTube. Now we're getting ready to begin. I'm gonna just get straight into it. Okay, again, the subject matter is Sister Fizz. Thank you so much for tuning in on IG, sis. My wife and I, we greatly appreciate your continued support, little sis. Much love to you and the family. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Do you really want the solutions to our problems? Well, from my and from our experience, a lot of people don't. Okay. because it requires for us not to be popular. Okay, you are going to be misunderstood. All right, you're going to be lied on. Okay, you're going to be ostracized. Okay, you're going to have some uncomfortable dialogues. Okay, and a lot of people, you know, you're very familiar with the lifestyle that you're living right now. You know, unbeknownst to us, we have a European mind. Okay, we're African on the outside, but we're European on the inside. You know, we've been colonized. You don't believe it? For those who don't have an African name, check your name. Some of you may say, well, my name may be Chinese. Stop playing. All right. I believe you understand what I'm saying to you. Let's not go there, because some people like to get caught up in that foolishness, you know, and the reality is uh we were born in a colonized country. Okay. And for most of us, our ancestors were cut off from our culture. Okay, we're big on this here. This is what we talk about. This is what we do. Our focus is on to reconnect you to the knowledge of self. Okay, to help our people to be restored back to our traditional greatness. All right. You have different type of doctors in the medical field. Okay. You have brain surgeons. You have people who do plastic surgery. Okay, etc. But they all focus on the human anatomy. They just focus on different parts. Well, you know, my part in the community is spirituality and economics. This is what I do. This is what I focus on. Okay, it's to help our people to be spiritually and naturally well. Okay, and I refuse to ignore our social ills that has been plaguing us for centuries. Okay, and people want to talk like as if though it's over, when you have current events like what's happening down in Florida with Ron DeSantis, okay, approving lies that slavery has benefited us. All right. And people, oh, let's move on from that. Oh, this is causing division. It's interesting to me how we say these things, and this is what lets me know that we have a colonized mind, because how is it not a problem? How is it not problematic for that to be taught? But it's a problem for this being taught, and this is what's going to teach us the truth about ourselves. And that type of teaching is going to put us in a deeper sleep. It's going to keep us asleep. It's not going to wake us up, because that is a lie. You know how we know it's a lie? Because why don't we know exactly what tribe we come from? Huh? How does us working for free, how does that benefit us? Where's the resources to take care of our family? We were treated like cattle. We were just taken care of good enough for us to do the colonizers' bidding. And the truth had to be told. Okay? Because our people glorify that ethnic group like as if though they don't have any faults. And it blows my mind how you think that when these are the same people, the same group of people are the ones that is the reason why you don't know exactly where you come from. The same group of people that you glorify and speak so highly about, okay, is the same people that lynched, raped, bombed, murdered your ancestors, our ancestors. Okay, these same people that you glorify about being so educated and so well off, well, of course they're well off because they didn't have to pay anybody. Of course they are. Look at the slums that we live in. Look at where all the alcohol stores are. And think about that. See, people don't, this is the reason why I say people don't want to have these uncomfortable conversations. And just last year in 2022, we just had the Crown Act, which is a law that protects us from being discriminated against for wearing our ethnical hairstyles. But some of you run away from this reality. Some of you, you keep plugging your ears up. And this is the reason why our children keep being taught these lies, because some of us are doing nothing about it. We're not fighting against it. We just keep letting this stuff happen. You know why? Because people don't want to be uncomfortable. If our ancestors were not uncomfortable, you would not be comfortable today because of the laws that's protecting you. Had they not made the ultimate sacrifice for fighting for our human rights, we would not have the rights that we have. Let me, because I want to revisit this historically. Do you not know the United Nations allowed the United States of America to have a seat on the UN board permanently in 1945 of October? Do you know that the UN is a force that's supposed to defend human rights? Now, how could they be defending our human rights when during 1945, we were still facing discrimination? We were under the Jim Crow laws. I want you to think about that. See, this is the reason why they don't want us to know our history. This is the reason why videos like this don't really go viral. This is the reason why whenever you have freedom of speech and you pulling the cover off of them, they want to monitor you. They want to put a muzzle on you. You understand? But as long as you're pushing their agenda, as long as you're pushing their racist agenda, as long as you're on the side of colonization, you will be praised, you will be celebrated, you will be given a voice. And it's sad to say this, even amongst our own people, we are colonized and we don't recognize that we're siding with the same individuals that want to see us stay in the same mental state that we are in, financial state that we are in. We defend. We put their feelings over ours. We're overly concerned about offending people. This is the reason why I say, do you really want the solutions to our problems in the community? Some of you do not. And notice I didn't conglomerate us all in the same category because I'm no fool. And I pay attention to what's going on. I notice that a lot of people are coming into the knowledge of the truth, which is what we were before we were colonized. How do we live our life before we were colonized? See, what we see today is post colonization. This is after colonization. And most of us were not even cognizant about what happened. Why? Because in order for you to be aware of something, you have to be taught it. This is the reason why they don't want these things to be taught in school. And it won't surprise me if they take out the Civil War. It won't surprise me if they end up taking out the Revolutionary War. You know why? In the Boston Tea Party. You know why? Let me tell you why. Because it shows how uncivil that they are. Because the 4th of July that some of us, we celebrate like it pertains to us, it was them being freed from their own kind. It was Europeans fighting against other Europeans to have their liberation from other Europeans. And mind you, during 1776, Africans in America were still enslaved. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't happen until 1862. So riddle me this. Why are you so passionate about that holiday? It's because you don't really understand history. And it's no disrespect to you, okay, at all. But how could you celebrate then? How could you knowledgeably celebrate a day you knowing the history of that day? How? In fact, why do we put European holidays over our own? Why is it that we celebrate theirs with pride and dignity? But when it comes to Kwanzaa, it's the devil. Where do we get these things from? Where did that come? African people did not come over here in this continent with a mindset that our spiritual systems are satanic. We did not come over here practicing Easter. Remember, think about linguistics. Where did that word come from? It is a European, okay, created festival. Likewise, Christmas. Kwanzaa is December 26th through January 1st, and no, is not a substitute for Christmas. Listen, that religion has our people out of our mind because you think that a rabbit lays eggs and a rabbit births bunnies just like human beings birth other human beings. Rabbits birth other rabbits. It has you partaking in the ceremony, saying drinking the blood and eating the flesh, but you quick to judge the African person, okay, who doesn't even engage in such a ceremony, that practices a certain spirituality. I can speak for Ifa, I can say that. And contrary to popular belief, voodoo don't teach you that. But see, here's what happened is you get people who take that the power that they have and they start using it to do wrong, and automatically, you know, you throw a negative shade on it because they take the power and they do wrong. But that's not taught. But see, it's because we have been colonized, and it's because of the Europeans' religion that teaches against our spirituality. Like in Ifa, it deals with you getting a divination done, and during the divination, okay, you get a dafa. But some of you say prophecy, but see, the reason why you guys think that is righteous because the Bible teaches about prophecy. And the Bible tells you about the God of Israel. We have to clear this thing up because a lot of us have been miseducated about the Bible. A lot of us have been taught the Bible wrong. A lot of us. Linguistically speaking, that's the reason why I always have to point out to you, and this is for those of you who are on the line. This is for those of you who coming into the knowledge of the truth, the facts. Okay, because this is the age of information. This is why a lot of our people are waking up. But you have religious people. Oh, it's the great falling away. Oh, they falling away. They falling away from the truth. No, it's not the truth for an African. No, it's not the truth for an African. And we better stop lying. Okay, because what you know today is not African. First of all, apostle is Greek, bishop is Greek, evangelist is Greek, pastor is Latin. The language itself tells you it's European in nature. And guess what? I'm going to challenge you on this too, because this is what I do. Because we speculate a lot. Can you read the Nubian language? Can you read the Ethiopian language for you to know that what's in the Ethiopian Bible, which a lot of you like to refer to, which is actually East Africa, not West Africa. Majority of us came from West Africa. Not that we don't have Africans from the East blood in us, like the Nubians. I'm not saying we don't. But what I'm saying is, in order for you to know that what you're practicing today is what was taught in Africa, you know, pre-colonization, you will have to know the language. So you'll be able to read the original text, to be able to reconcile what you're reading today is what actually was recorded back then. Now, I'm saying the solution to us being set free mentally is to get rid of the colonizers' way of life. If they so land of the free and home of the brave, then we should be able to freely be ourselves then, right? If that is true, because some of you so patriotic, some of you, America, 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 America. Interesting. Oh, that's not the American way. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not the American way? Some of you talk like, including them, like as if though America had African peoples, the founders of America had African people best interests at heart. You call working for free? You call breaking up families and enslaving them and raping and bombing and lynching? You call that the best interests of African people? You're talking like as if though this country was founded upon moral principles. No, it was not. Because if it was, then we wouldn't be in the mental state that we're in, and we wouldn't keep fighting over scraps in our neighborhoods. Let's be clear. So the solution to our problems is us going to the root of it and finding out, how do we get here? You see, some of you want to avoid that. There's no doctor that can solve your problem without first giving you a diagnosis. They have to first find out, okay, what is the problem? What's causing these issues in order for it to no longer be an issue? And then once the remedy has been found, then it's up to you as the patient to follow suit with the remedy, so it will no longer be a issue, a health issue in your life. What is the problem of immorality in our community? It's the things that we listen to. Anybody who knows history knows that drug addiction and alcoholism predates gangster rap. Anybody that knows history knows that. It's those very things, alcoholism, drug addiction, that is one of the many reasons why our families are not whole. And so, why is it that 50-year hip hop, the anniversary, why is it that we celebrate gangster rap? How did gangster rap benefit us as a people? Do you know it's a fact that crime increased when gangster rap came out? It is a fact. Ask me how I know, because I was born during that time. I lived during that time, what they call the golden age of hip hop. And I remember when gangster rap didn't even exist. And I can personally say and look at my neighborhood and tell you that the neighborhood changed because now people want to be gangster. Now talking about drugs and doing drugs and having sex and calling our women female dogs and calling each other, nigga, okay? That has been dubbed as being cool amongst our ethnicity. It is self-destructive. It is reckless. It is not beneficial to the minds of not only our youth, neither is it to adults. You know that's a multi-billion-dollar genre, hip hop. You know our people are starving, right? You know our people are hungry. You know our people are seeking for employment. Do you think it's by chance that they come into our community with these traps, these contract traps? Why is it that most artists that you're hearing these days will tell you that they were not getting paid like they were supposed to? Huh? Do you know most of those artists? Did you ever watch the New Edition story? How is it that majority of the artists in these industries are being taken advantage of? You know why? Because they play on our ignorance. They play on our desperate situation. They know that we're just trying to feed our families. They know the lack of jobs. So what they do is hang money in front of us and we sell our soul for money. We sell our soul to feed our family and to get our family out of the same situation that we rapping about. Think about that. You got out of the situation that you rapping about, and the situation is getting worse because these young brothers are being influenced by what you're saying, just like you was influenced by the MC that's a gangster rapper before you, or the ones who wasn't gangster rappers before you, like Dougie Fresh, LL Cool J, Kool Moe Dee, Big Daddy Kane, and Kool Moe Dee are actually battle rappers. They have a history in hip hop being a battle rapper, like KRS-One. KRS-One was a battle rapper, or is a battle rapper. So you have brothers like that who wasn't really talking reckless like that. Now, Slick Rick did, Lottie Dottie called, the woman a female dog. You understand? And so we have to gain our morals, man. We have to return to being moral people. And the lie is that African spirituality is going to make us wicked. Do you know African spirituality is what we practiced before we were enslaved? Do you know we were already civilized before the colonizer came in and disrupted our way of life? Do you understand that? We cannot get away from something that's happening currently. This is what some people fail to understand. Let me ask you this: if the Caucasian people around you were so into liberation, then why are you so afraid to speak out against racism? Then, if if this truly is the land of the free and the home of the brave, then why do a lot of us have fear of speaking against the misconduct of the races? If this truly is the land of the free, think about it. So think about it. If you existed in a place where there was no violence, then how could you be afraid of something that don't exist? So if discrimination doesn't exist, if racial attacks doesn't exist, because think about what happened to one of the Democratic representatives' husband. Her name is slipping my mind right now. Who? Pelosi. Why is it that those racists went into her home when she stood up against what was happening with Trump? And why did they doggone near beat her husband to death with a hammer? Why is it that the attacks on the Black Panther Party happened? Why is Fred Hampton dead? Why is Fred Hampton dead? Why is the Honorable Minister Malcolm X dead? Why is the Honorable Minister Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. dead? Why is it that if this is the land of the free, right, and liberty and justice for all, and we're free to speak, and if this country is so about freedom, then why is it that the racists continue to put their energy into stopping African people from excelling? See, what happens is we get a few of us that leak out of the community, and so we get used as see. Do you not know that if racism did not exist, do you not know that our community wouldn't be in the situation that it is? Do you not know that we wouldn't have redlining? There would be no gentrification. There would be no gerrymandering. There would be no suppression of votes. There would be nobody trying to overturn affirmative action. In fact, affirmative action wouldn't even exist if this country truly stood by what they say. Why is it that this country get upset with African people that want to take a knee when they continuously discriminate against us? When we continuously have police brutality, where we had a teacher call one of our youth a nigger, and the only thing happened was they moved him to a Caucasian city school district. You know what that means? You know what that means? Oh, it was okay for him to call him a nigger. We just need to move him out of this district and put him amongst his own kind. But for those of us who stay ignorant and don't want to watch the news and don't want to keep up with current events and want to stay on our knees and want to keep talking about, oh, we're going to get over to the Lord. Well, you've been praying for years and I haven't seen nothing change. You know when I seen change happen? During the civil rights movement. When they did boycotts, when they actually fought. When they actually prayed and they fought. The Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., contrary to popular belief, was a true warrior. He didn't just pray, he fought, along with all of our other ancestors who boycotted those racist people who just wanted to use our money but want to treat us like trash. Just like they're using our brother Dapper Dan, using him like a puppet, Gucci. When we got the power to start our own brands, don't tell me we don't, because when you have hip hop artists start wearing a certain brand, how do you think that Gucci got popular in our community? How do you think Louis Vuitton got popular in our community? How do you think Air Force Ones, Nelly, Adidas, Run DMC, Feelers, I believe it was Mano that started rocking the Feelers again, the Felines. How do you think these brands got popular in our community? And back in the day when I grew up, I think you had Grand Puba them. Grand Puba them used to rock Tommy Hilfiger. And the group Black Moon, those brothers used to have on polo shirts. How do you think that these brands got popular in our community? It was us advertising those brands to us. So what make us think that we can't get a hip hop artist to rock one of our clothing lines and for our brand to become a multi-million-dollar brand? In fact, how many hip hop artists out there, MCs, how many are you putting your energy who's saying who's the next upcoming fashion designer? How many of us are putting our energy into our own people like we put into these non-African brands? What we fail to realize, family, is that we're only getting crumbs from the loaf. Hear me again. We're only getting crumbs from the loaf. Let me expound. When we have somebody that buys a franchise and is European, do you know that's a crumb? Do you know that's like having a slice of bread from a loaf and like having a crumb from a slice of bread? Because we don't own it. If we got together and start having hip hop artists and R&B artists and those who are on radio to start advertising the franchises that we create, if we would start putting our own franchises in our own neighborhood, making our food healthier for our people, like Sister Pinky did for Slutty Vegan. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Now, see, we need to do stuff like that because McDonald's and Burger King is not healthy for us. And I know we stand up and we celebrate and, oh, they get into this money. Do you not know that's no different than like selling crack on the corner? Do you understand? That's still like selling crack. What I'm saying is you selling death to our people. You selling death to our people. Either we start owning or be owned. We take control or keep being controlled. As simple as that. So these are just some of the answers to some of the problems that we're having. And the truth is, I've heard a lot of hip hop artists do this. I've heard a lot of radio broadcasters talk about this. Oh, we need to stop the murdering and we need to stop the killing. But yet you'll go right on the radio broadcast after you say that, you'll turn around and you'll play a death record. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. These multi-million dollar making brothers and sisters that are part of the gangster rap culture, a lot of them are a bunch of hypocrites. Because they'll in one breath call a young girl princess and then get on the mic and start calling the women bitches. You understand? That's an oxymoron. It's these same dudes. I love Brother Snoop. I love Brother Snoop. I love Brother Snoop dearly because that's my brother. I don't have to know him personally. I love all of our people. I don't have to like you. I can still love you. I know some of your family members, you don't like them, but you love them. That's possible. And I'm not saying I don't like the brother either. What I'm saying is that he's one who cried when Nipsey Hussle was murdered. But yet when he performed, he do those same songs that got murder in it. A lot of these artists in the gangster rap world, a lot of them was, oh man, look what happened to Nip. Oh man, family, we got to stop doing this. But when a show come up for them to go on the road and make some money doing those gangster songs, guess what they do? They go right on the road and they perform those same songs that's helping to contribute to forming the mind of the gangster of our young men that's out there who is constantly being incarcerated. And now the family is losing a son, a brother, a father, a nephew, an uncle. And these same things that we rap about is what we're getting locked up about. You know what? When it stopped, that's when I stop teaching. When it stops, that's when I stop teaching it. We got our young ladies who admire these twerking women, these foul-mouthed women as well. Okay? They don't carry themselves like queens, but they want to be addressed as queens. They're teaching our sons and our daughters wrong. And the only thing we can talk about is, oh, you judging. Let me hit you with this. Do you not say something is right or wrong? Do you not say something is good or bad? So if you say something is right or wrong or good or bad, do you understand that you're judging? And just because I was in the streets, do you think I'm not going to address what's happening? That's the reason why I'm so passionate, because I was almost murdered a few times and I actually lost friends to that life in real life. My best friend life was taken at the age of 14. I was almost shot up at the age of 15 and 16. I seen one of my friend's brothers get shot down in front of me via a drive-by. I seen drugs mess up my family. I was given away to my grandmother because of drugs. I got cousins that was given away from one auntie, you know what I'm saying, from one of my aunties to another one of my aunties because of drugs, drug addiction, and alcoholism. We got teen pregnancy out here happening. But we too busy talking about, oh, somebody's hating or somebody just. Listen, family, come off of your high horse. Come off your high horse. Whoever's in your circle that's hating on you, use that in relation to them. I'm not jealous of you all. I want you to live. And I want to see our people be able to walk down the street safely. I want to see us live our best life without thinking that that has to include alcoholism and drugs. Huh? You may think that it's a reason to hate on you because you have millions of dollars and you, how did you get it though? You proud of that? You proud of poisoning our young people mind? You proud of that? You proud of talking about gun violence and shooting? You done lost friends and everything, family members and all that stuff like that. And some of our family were actually innocent. Okay, them being robbed, shot to death. So come off your high horse, because it have nothing to do with hating on you. It have everything to do with loving on you so you can live and so you can raise your child and so you can see your nieces or your nephews grow up, okay? And so you can use your gift like Brother KRS-One does to make this world a better place for us. That's what it has something to do with. Because you are influencing these young people's minds, brothers and sisters, and you're not doing it in the right way. And we have to stop this hypocrisy, brothers and sisters, MCs coming on, talking all this stuff, but yet you get back on there, sisters, and rhyming lyrics, calling yourself a B and talking about I'm a bad B. Oh, we need to change. Oh, we need to make. No. You don't want that to happen, because then you'll start losing money. You see, some of us are so in love with what's killing us. Some of us are so in love with what's causing self-hate. We're in love with what causes us to hate ourselves. And I'm talking about as an individual and us as a collective. We're in love with what causes us to hate ourselves. And as our ancestor said, the Honorable Michael Jackson, you have to start with the man in the mirror. We got to make that change. And it starts personally, and then we can affect each other as individuals. Peace and love. Thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate all your love and support. Remember, we do these programs every Sunday and every Thursday at 6:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. On next week, Thursday, you will not have a program, or next week, Sunday, okay, because my wife and I will be out of town, okay, going to celebrate my birthday, okay, where our ancestors were at. We're going to visit our ancestors' territory in South Carolina. You know, so we're going to have us a good time. I'm going on 47 years old. And had I not taken heed to the same advice or wisdom I'm sharing with you, I wouldn't have been alive to even talk to you on today and to make our lives better for us. It's time for us to step up, family. It's time for us to be bold. It's time for us to make a moral stand. It's time for us to ban anything that doesn't help our people for the betterment of our lives. We love y'all. Have a blessed rest of your time of day, wherever is at for you. And may your weekend be the same. Peace.